ChatGPT kept bringing up my dog Chewy, even in conversations about my YouTube channel. I thought it was going senile, so I thought, let's change its memory. That's what I'm going to show you. Make ChatGPT know you by customizing and managing its memory and some good housekeeping. First thing you want to do is customize your ChatGPT. Go into your profile here at the bottom left, click Customize ChatGPT, and you get the option to tell it how to address you. So what should ChatGPT call you? Give it your name or your nickname. Tell it also what do you do. In my case, I'm a content creator and a business consultant. Some context of who you are, what do you do. And then underneath here, you've got what personality should ChatGPT have. I would keep that as default. You can give it specific characteristics, but that you can control in the prompt and also here in the custom instructions. What traits should ChatGPT have? Give it a character, give it instructions of how to behave, how it responds to you. So in my case, I've written here, first of all, you're an expert, you're skeptical, you do your research. I said be professional with a friendly and informal tone in your response, because I don't like formal responses. Do not explain why you provide your answers, just reply to my requests without embellishing on your responses. I also added, don't ask if I want you to do other tasks after you respond. I will know if I want to follow up after you do. And I give it extra instructions to point it in a behavior, in a way I want it to behave. It's not 100% foolproof. For example, that line of asking it not to offer other solutions after every response. If you've noticed, the LLMs, including Gemini, Claude, all of them, they all say, hey, would you like me to do this for you after responding to your request? It's kind of frustrating sometimes, so I've asked it not to do that. It won't adhere to that 100% because always remember at the base of all these models is intrinsic behavior that's set by the master prompt that OpenAI and Anthropic or Google have set, but you can point it and kind of push it in a certain behavior. So make sure you are very specific in your instructions here, and they've even given you some buzzwords like straight shooting, encouraging, forward thinking, traditional. You can ask it to give you all sorts of different types of words to kind of guide you in the way that you want it to respond. Also underneath that, it's written anything else ChatGPT should know about you. And so here you can write your biography. It's not just your biography, but also your preferences, the likes, dislikes, your hobbies. Tell it about yourself so that it can have a context about you and its responses towards you will be in line with what it knows about you. In my case, I'm in my late 40s, background in creative arts. I am a YouTube content creator. Here's my YouTube. This is what it's about. I'm really passionate about, I should change that. I am really passionate about wanting to inform my audience on tools and methods using AI to help them in their work. So that's context for it to understand, okay, that's what his motivation is. If I can help him do that, then I'll do so. They're built for that kind of thought process. You can enable for new chats or not. Obviously keep that on because you want it to keep behaving in this way going forward, and click save to save these custom instructions. And now you've got instructions that go away from the generic ChatGPT that you might have been using, or you've been noticing a certain generic responses. This way you're already starting to push it in a certain kind of behavior and characteristic, and therefore you get better responses out of it. Okay, so how do we make it forget things? How do we change its memory? Go back to your profile at the bottom left here and click settings. And then you'll see personalization here. Click it. You can go back to the custom instructions that we saw earlier through this window as well. Underneath it, you've got your memory. You've got reference saved memories, which is let ChatGPT save and use memories when responding. So things that you tell it during your conversations with it, you can switch that off and on. Or you can also have reference chat history, let ChatGPT reference all previous conversations when responding. So it looks at other conversations and uses that as information, as memory to respond in kind. You can also switch just that off. If you switch referenced saved memories off, which takes a bit of a second, it switches all of its memory, including the one of look at other chats. Let's switch it back on. If you switch referenced chat history off, it'll only switch that off and it'll still use the memories it's keeping about you. And I'll show you what that is. Switch that back on. So how do we manage those memories and delete the memories it keeps? Click manage here next to manage memories, and you get a whole list of memories that you might or might not want. These are the things that kind of picks up the what it deems important things to remember about you during your conversations with it. It writes here as a memory. Once an outline for the YouTube video script about managing ChatGPT's memory and settings. That's a bit coincidental. They prefer to brainstorm and create outline first, then write the script themselves before returning to final content polishing. Okay, it's a kind of a general memory of they prefer to brainstorm and create the outline first. I'm thinking about that and say, okay, that's not really an important memory to keep, especially since that it's referencing a specific video that I had brainstormed with it, which is this video. So I don't want that memory as a main memory. I don't think it's important. So I'll come in and click here on the bin icon, which is remove. I'll tell it to forget. So click forget. There, it's forgotten that particular piece of memory, and it won't reference that in responding to other conversations in the future. So I'll get out of here. I would keep these on unless you want to have a chat with it, a conversation with it with specific data, and you don't want influence from the past or referencing other chats with it. If you don't want the influence of everything that's happened with it in the past, in the conversation you're about to have, and you want it to focus in on data that you're giving it, switch these off, have that chat, and then if you want to bring it back in, then you can come back and switch them on. So that's how you kind of manage memory. It could be better. Honestly, if I give you my opinion, I think if they could, for example, in the managed memory, allow you to inject your own memories and actually write in some really important memories that you've had with it and control this better, that would be great. I think they need to allow us to edit this. Or even if I could edit this particular memory and rewrite it, that would be good for, I think, as well. There might be parts of this paragraph I like, and then other parts that I wish you could forget. I'd like to edit that myself. So there's not a full control, but these memories do affect its behavior as well as the customized instructions that we dealt with earlier. So in addition to memories and controlling that and making it know you, as important in a way to do some housekeeping, good housekeeping of your interface. So one of the things that I recommend after every conversation with ChatGPT, it'll give you a generic name of that conversation. In this case, photo restoration request, workplace safety image. It'll take the general topic of that conversation and give you the file name essentially here. I recommend clicking the three dots here and then click rename and rename your conversations very specifically. So in this case, if I've had a conversation about a YouTube short that I've made or Instagram shorts, then I'll start the file name with shorts and then give it the extra content or extra information that lets me know that this is a shorts conversation about a short video. It's the 6th video I've made, social media content. So it's the social media content I've made for that video, which is a social media post, an Instagram post, and YouTube descriptions and stuff like that. So I know what's in here just by reading the file name. That saves a lot of time when you search through conversations. I mean, most of us have hundreds and hundreds of conversations with ChatGPT, and it's all recorded here, and that's affecting memory. But it's also affecting the way you search for things. Now, you do have the search chats here, where you can search for very specific information or topics that you've talked to ChatGPT about. That's very useful, but often, a lot of the times, you're having conversations with it, and the top 10, 15 conversations are what you're dealing with at that point in time. Like here, I've got 3 different conversations about my next YouTube video, which I'm going to record in the future. I've already started brainstorming with it, writing the script. I have now 3 conversations about the same topic, and the file names tell me what each conversation is about. I split my conversations up, even about the same topic, because I wanted to focus about different facets about that topic. Sometimes you want it to be acting like a marketing assistant. Sometimes you want it to, every conversation at ChatGPT needs to take on a persona. Your prompt tells it to do that. I don't like personally having in a single conversation to tell it to flip personas. So I keep them separate. sometimes like these two conversations are from custom GPTs, so they sit here. I can't bring them into a project. And if you want to know about custom GPTs and projects, check out my other videos. I'll link to them as well at the end of this video or in the description. But go into my YouTube channel, click the like button, subscribe, and do all that stuff. But also have a look at how I build my custom GPTs and how I set up projects. Projects is another good way of doing housekeeping, where a lot of these conversations will end up here in the folders of projects. But if it's a custom GPT, it'll always sit here. So make sure the file name is clear. I've said a lot about file names, but it's really important in staying organized, I think. Now, an additional piece of housekeeping is the use of temporary chats. Now that we know that the conversations we have with ChatGPT influences the memory, if I'm going to have a conversation with it that is not important to me, then go to the top right here and turn on the temporary chat. And what happens is it even tells you that this chat won't appear in history, use or update ChatGPT's memory, or be used to train our models. It won't retain that information. And actually knowing that is also a good way of maybe sharing information with it that is a bit more personal. I still don't recommend doing that, but it seems that this kind of chat isn't recorded in its servers, or it's stored in their own memory for their training purposes. Just for safety purposes, we may keep a copy of this chat for up to 30 days. I assume that's for legal reasons. So anything you ask for it, sometimes I say look online for the best printer, it'll go off and do its thing. It won't remember and won't record that conversation here in our chat history. So often I use it for searching or quick conversations, or if I want to know something about some topic or get a bit of a quick feedback, or even rewrite a little paragraph that you're writing for an email, you can do that here. Let's say I want to rewrite these two paragraphs. I go into my temporary chat, paste it in, and at the top just say rewrite this more concisely, and it'll do so. Here it's given me this. I can copy and paste it. I don't store that conversation in my chat history. Therefore, you're also maintaining its memory and keep doing some good housekeeping. You're not cluttering your chat history, your memory. So those are the steps of maintaining your memory, making ChatGPT know you, make sure you customize your instructions for it, make sure you manage your memory. A piece of advice is once a month or every 2 weeks or whatever, just go into that memory, just see if there's any new things it's remembered about you that aren't important, delete them. And that way you'll see that its responses will be more consistent with what you want. Do your good housekeeping like I've shown in order to have ChatGPT behave in the way that you want it. So if you like this video, click the like button and do subscribe for more AI tips and tricks like these. If you want to know how to set up your custom GPTs and also make money out of them, click on this video link here. Or if you want to see how to prompt ChatGPT using my prompt template in a better way, then click on this video link here.